and in HD. This is ABC7 Breaking News.
Well, this afternoon, a news conference is planned at Redskins Park in Ashburn. The big news, Mike Shanahan fired as head coach. His 4 years in town end with a dismal 3-13 season. It was just about 2 hours ago, a farewell speech from a man who was once one of the league's most celebrated coaches.
I believe we're in at least a situation that is better. We're better off today than we were 4 years ago.
The Redskins were planning a news conference for right now around noon, but just minutes ago they announced that they would push that news conference back to 2 o'clock this afternoon.
We have live team coverage on Shanahan's final words, who might be the one to replace him, and what Redskins fans are saying as yet another coach gets the pink slip for the burgundy and gold.
This noon, we begin with ABC7's Breanne Carter. She is live right outside the locker room in Ashburn. Breanne, what's the mood around Redskins Park there?
Well, there certainly was a lot of anticipation about all of this, trying to wait and find out what would happen to Mike Shanahan. And now we know he will be gone for good. Now, we got a statement issued by Dan Snyder, team owner here, saying that Redskins fans deserve better than this and that he will work to again build a winning organization now that the coach is gone for good. After 4 years as head coach of the hometown team, Mike Shanahan is now out of a job.
It's a tough day, though.
The Redskins fired the head coach less than 24 hours after the team's 8th straight loss. The team ended the season with just 3 wins and the second worst record in the league. The season has been filled with controversy, from salary cap struggles to decisions surrounding the quarterbacks and reports Shanahan was ready to leave last year. Shanahan spoke out just moments after being cut from his coaching job.
Be able to coach here, be the head coach in front of fans like that support you the way they do, made me feel very special, and I thank them to start out with. I'd also like to thank Dan for the opportunity to be here under a great organization. This is the best. To go forward, I believe we're in at least a situation that is better. We're better off today than we were 4 years ago.
The news of Shanahan cleaning out his office came as players were cleaning out their lockers. Players say the firing doesn't come as a surprise, but it does mean starting another season with change.
I know Coach Shanahan brought me here, so obviously I want him to stay, but it's the nature of the beast.
Like this, the little bit of success I've had in this league has been a direct result of their coaching, and I hope and would like to think that maybe someday I get a chance to play for them again.
Now, a number of those players still here at Redskins Park, cleaning out their lockers and finishing up everything for the end of the season. Of course, the big question remains now, who will step in to lead this team in the next season? Of course, we do have that press conference coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll continue to have coverage of this throughout the day right here on WJLA.com and on ABC7 News at 5. Reporting live, Breanne Carter, ABC7 News.
All right, Bree, thank you for that report. Before he came to the Redskins, Mike Shanahan was one of the most successful coaches in the NFL. He has 2 Super Bowl wins, both with the Denver Broncos and John Elway. Shanahan's son Kyle was the offensive coordinator here in D.C. Mike Shanahan was supposed to make $7 million next year, the final year of his contract. It's still unclear whether the Redskins will try to get out of paying him all of that money. And Shanahan's firing adds a punctuation mark to another season filled with turmoil and disappointment. It's like a soap opera.
And just cyclical. Now Redskins fans are wondering if this latest development will help pull the team out of its hole finally. Not many fans surprised today. John Gonzalez live at Ben's Chili Bowl. So, John, what is the reaction this noon?
Good afternoon. And, of course, after hearing the big news, we came to the pulse of the city, Ben's Chili Bowl, of course, the city's most popular greasy spoon spot. And we're enjoying some chili fries and some half smokes and talking Redskins today. Mo, one of the employees here and a big Redskins fan. What do you think about this decision today?
Well, the team needs a big shaking up, but I sort of feel for him due to the salary cap sanctioning that he had to go through. And his #1 quarterback he got last year really didn't get an off season. So I sort of feel for him.
So it sounds like Mo's justifying a little bit here, thinking that maybe Mike should have had another chance. We're going to come over here to talk to Kirk Baylor. You're a longtime Redskins fan. What do you think about today's big decision?
Well, I think it's time. With all of the internal strife and all the confusion that they had, I think we needed a clean house, bring in some new staff, and let's try and put a team in D.C. that we're proud of.
And Mrs. Baylor, your thoughts?
I feel almost similar. My dad used to say, I think we need some new and fresh blood. We need a new beginning.
And, you know, we were going to give the Dallas Cowboy fans some FaceTime, but they lost yesterday, so no FaceTime for you, my friend. And I think where Mike Shanahan went wrong, what the staff here says, he never had a half smoke here. That's where he went wrong. 3-13 and no half smokes. Back to you guys inside.
Obviously, that was the problem all along. All right, we're going to have to get that new head coach a half smoke. John, thank you very much. So now the question is, what comes next, or more importantly, who comes next? Now, there are just some names being floated around as possible replacements for Mike Shanahan. Phil Cowher and John Gruden, both men are Super Bowl winners. Art Briles is also being mentioned. He coached RG3 at Baylor. They might have a good little connection there. Also on the list, Texas A&M coach Kevin Sumlin and Stanford coach David Shaw. So we'll see.
Lots of stuff to talk about. So stay with ABC 7 News for continuing coverage of Mike Shanahan's firing. Again, we are awaiting a news conference at Redskins Park around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Scott Thuman will anchor our live team coverage when that happens, and we're also posting constant updates on WJLA.com.